Sit down with Pastor Shannon Wright, and she will serve you a piping hot plate of frank talk in a matter of seconds.
The statistics, the numbers, and the facts alone would be enough of a reason for folks to wake up, smell the coffee, and turn a new direction. All the folks that work in City Hall will be asked to tender their resignation. They will then be given an opportunity to lobby to retain their job. What I am a newcomer to and will never be a party to is beholden to developers, beholden to big business entities with strings attached. I don't believe in strings. I crochet, I use yarn. When I'm done, I cut it.
Wright's father used to say Shannon was a cross between a pit bull and a chihuahua. The petite pastor and business development consultant is also a mother and grandmother, and the only woman in the race.
So I don't want to sound sexist, but women seem to have a better skill set of multitasking. So when it comes to prioritizing and multitasking, you're able to see a broader picture, what the needs are of the families and the individuals, what the needs are of children, what the needs are of the homeless population, what the economic needs are of the city.
53-year-old Wright and her husband Michael were living in New Jersey when Hurricane Sandy destroyed their home in 2012. They followed family to Baltimore. Born a Democrat, Shannon rose to become chair of the Baltimore City Republican Central Committee.
The issues, the problems, the directions, the failed policy that we see in the city is directly related to the party that has been in control in the city, which is not the Republican Party.
Pastor Wright wants to increase police patrols as part of her crime strategy, expand school vouchers, create what she calls therapeutic boarding schools for squeegee kids, and when it comes to development, she says it must be responsible.
I believe that we have to pay more attention to the areas that have more need instead of paying more attention to the areas where we think we can get more dollars.
If elected, Pastor Wright would take office when COVID could surge again in Baltimore, a disease that has been devastating to her family, having lost 5 family members between she and her husband. I asked how she would approach potentially shutting down Baltimore businesses for a second time.
The hard decisions that I will make as mayor, whether people like them, understand them, or they're a bit uncomfortable, will honestly be from a perspective of putting the needs and the concerns and the safety of the citizens of the city first.
Shannon Wright, the pastor who believes she is the answer to Baltimore's prayers, is asking city voters to rewrite political history on Election Day. Finish this sentence for me. As mayor of Baltimore, I will always what?
Tell the truth.
As mayor of Baltimore, I will never
lie.
Told you she was feisty. To elaborate on her plan for squeegee kids, Wright says she wants to encourage their entrepreneurial spirit, but in a manner where these young people can still get a formal education. Bottom line, she wants them off the corner. Pastor Wright is running against Democrat and City Council President Brandon Scott and the independent candidate, businessman Bob Wallace, whom she admires so much, she wants to hire him as her economic director in her administration. And we'll meet Bob Wallace tomorrow night.